eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley joins us with the latest on what's happening at the state capitol. Sean, thanks for being with us.
You're very welcome.
Well, the state Supreme Court has struck down the veto referendum that could have blocked pay raises for teachers and state employees. What did they say?
Well, this case was brought by the Oklahoma Education Coalition, a broad-based group of education organizations. And it challenged the referendum petition on a couple of issues. One on the gist, that brief explanation you see at the top of the petition, and then whether they had filed the proper paperwork when they submitted the petition. The court ruled that the gist was problematic for a number of reasons. It didn't fully address the taxes covered in House Bill 1010 XX, specifically little cigars, and the hotel-motel tax were left out of the gist. It also did not mention that the hotel-motel tax was repealed by subsequent legislation, and then whether someone voting for the repeal would actually repeal it, or if they were voting for the bill to take effect, was rather confusing as it was worded in the gist. So the court said that was a problem and struck it down on that basis. The other issue was the copy of the bill that they filed with the paperwork. It lacked section numbers, it lacked page numbers, and the court said that was problematic because someone looking at it could not refer to the various sections that were cited by the bill itself. So they threw it out on that basis. The group now has until July 18th to try again. They have a hard deadline to get the more than 41,000 signatures they would need to put repeal of the measure on the ballot.
Well, I understand the court set a couple of new precedents here.
That's right. They clarified what it means to enact a bill. As you'll recall, the various pay raise measures were dependent on the enactment of House Bill 1010 XX. The court said the bill had been enacted when it went through the legislative process and was signed by the governor. The other issue was that exact copy issue, what it means to file an exact copy with a veto referendum. They said such an exact copy has to at least have the section numbers which were lacking from that which was filed in this instance.
Okay, moving to a completely different area. Well, maybe not completely different. I don't know. Cannabis.
Yes.
Right. Reports indicate the state health department already has a plan for statewide system and circulation, and they're circulating that to lawmakers. What do you know about that?
That's right. State Question 788, which voters will consider on Tuesday, June 26th, directs the health department to implement a regulatory program for medical marijuana, which would be legalized under that state question. In order to do that, they only have 30 days. So the health department has been working with other agencies to develop a set of administrative rules to administer that program. These cover everything from how someone would get a license in order to purchase medical marijuana, or how you would get a license to run a dispensary to sell medical marijuana, all the way through that entire process. Those rules will be considered by the State Board of Health on July 10th, if the question is approved, to set in place that initial regulatory framework.
All right. Sean Ashley with eCapitol, thank you so much for being with us.
You're very welcome.